to the World Health, Fitness and Wellness Online Summit organized by the Fit Summit. Today we are joined together with Jim Liggett, CEO of Stages Cycling, and Pat Warner, Senior Vice President for Product of Stages Cycling. Very happy and honored to be doing this interview with the two leading men behind Stages Cycling. I'm going to dive into the first question. The first question is for you, Jim. You've endured some roller coasters in your career, but how does the last 12 months stack up for you and Stages?
That's a great question, Sarah. It definitely was a monumental year. I think roller coaster is a good way to describe it. And I would answer it by saying that a year ago right now, we were all very concerned when COVID and the pandemic first started and basically every fitness club in the world closed in a matter of weeks. I would say that I and Pat and my management team were very concerned. You know, we didn't understand what was going on. We didn't understand how long it was going to continue. For a while, we thought it would be a relatively short-term situation, maybe a couple of months. I remember fitness club leaders telling us they were planning to reopen in the summer, in June or July of last year, and we thought that was potentially the end of it, but obviously it wasn't. So we went from being very concerned and scared to realizing that we had a new opportunity. And during that year, the summer and into the fall, we made the decision to invest back in the business through the creation of Stages Cloud, our cloud services product and platform. And what really started out as a very concerning period of time for us ended up being one that we believe gave us an opportunity to create something new and invest in the business. We watched our competitors, many of them shedding headcount, perhaps not innovating all that much during that time frame, and we feel like we're coming out of this last year in a much better position as a company. So while it was definitely a roller coaster, we definitely kept the roller coaster on the track, and we feel like we're better positioned going forward now than we would have been without the pandemic. So I'm not going to say that I'm thankful for all of the impact of the pandemic, but I think as far as our business goes, we're in a better place now a year later than we were a year ago.
Thank you so much, Jim, for summarizing everything that has been happening for Stages Cycling and for yourself in the past 12 months. Moving on to the second question, I would like to direct this to Pat. You're the expert in cycling. It's in your DNA. How has this pandemic, along with the rise of Peloton and Zwift, changed the cycling world?
First and foremost, it's gotten more people on bikes, which is awesome. For people that have been in the world of cycling, it's great to see the passion and the excitement of the category that we've all been passionate about for years. And there's a couple categories that are new too. So it's not just people riding indoors, it's people riding outdoors, which is a great carryover. But then there's two types of cyclists that are really experiencing the indoor side in different ways. So we have new people. You mentioned a few different online brands. And we have new people into cycling, and they're starting to learn how much fun and what a great workout inside it can be for them. And then we have experienced cyclists that are training way more indoors than they ever have. So it's kind of been a really interesting trend to see not only, very experienced cyclists spending more and more time training and being connected indoors, but then we've got this whole new group of fitness enthusiasts that are riding bikes. And the fun thing is to see this transition from indoor is also transitioning to outdoor right now. There's more people riding bikes everywhere in the world, not just in their homes. So it's been fun. As far as the connected part, it's good in both ways, in the sense that the people that are new to it are experiencing, the social aspect from their houses. But then if you take the serious side of it, it's still people being able to take, and be in the social groups. If you mentioned Zwift. If you're doing Zwift races and you're on Discord, you're still with your buddies all over the world doing these races, and people are spending more and more time on that platform. So it's a great experience for everybody. But the best part about it, as Jim mentioned, I'm not thankful for COVID or any of the pandemic, but it sure is fun to see how many people are enjoying riding bikes right now.
Thank you so much for answering that question, Pat. I think spin or cycling definitely took what was one of the biggest hits during pandemic or post-pandemic, even till now. So we wouldn't say they were very grateful for COVID, like what you both mentioned, but it definitely led to a spike or interest in cycling. So thanks for answering that. The next question is for Jim. Jim, what are your thoughts at-home connected fitness and its future potential?
Well, we're very interested in this new growth area within cycling, Sarah. And, as we, frankly, to back up prior to the pandemic, we have been watching this trend for some time. And many companies, many brands have been successful creating new opportunities to exercise in the home. In fact, home fitness has been a very strong category for many, many years. And, so that the concept of fitness in the home is certainly not new. But what is new is how technology has evolved and the ability to allow a consumer to experience a truly first-class workout, whether it's on a bike or any other modality in the home, because of being connected to a digital platform and being able to experience truly great content. That's really been the new development in our industry. And the other thing I'd say, which I think is a really important point for the industry that we're in, the commercial fitness industry, and I think relevant to Fit Summit, is that prior to the last year or two, the commercial fitness industry typically viewed home fitness equipment or home fitness workouts almost as competitive to their business. 10 or 15 years ago, it most definitely was viewed as, that consumer was viewed as someone who wasn't perhaps a member of a fitness club or a studio. Today, that whole thing has changed, and they've come together. And we believe at Stages that the trend going forward is for fitness clubs to extend their brands into the homes of consumers. And so we've made a choice to partner with our fitness club customers around the world to help them extend their brands into the home. And to me, that's one of the more exciting developments in the commercial fitness industry, is this new, you hear the term hybrid model within fitness. And what we really believe that means is thinking about our products and our company in a way that's different than it was before. But now, not only do we want to work with the fitness clubs to create great experiences in those facilities, we think the key for the future, one of the keys for the future, is to enable them to extend their brands into the homes of consumers. And I think in the next couple of years, 2 or 3 years, that's one of the more interesting trends that we see in the industry.
Definitely, I have to agree with you, Jim. I think we have moved from being competitors to being complementary to the commercial fitness industry. So thanks for sharing that. A follow-up question: what are your thoughts on hybrid offering, like what you mentioned? Is it better now for clubs to offer at-home connected fitness combined with your facility?
Well, that's absolutely how we are thinking about it, Sarah. Because of the category that we're in, indoor cycling, the indoor cycling instructor, we believe, will continue to be, or should be, a key component of the connected fitness experience in the home. We have for years worked very closely with the instructor community. And as you know, there are literally tens of thousands of instructors around the world. And in this new hybrid product offering, we see the instructor as being a key component of content creation. And we think that within the fitness club world, membership will respond well to this, because typically the cycling instructor is one of the reasons that clubs are able to maintain a healthy support within group cycling. So, we see that as a key. We want to work more closely with the instructor communities who are a part of these fitness club brands, who are trying to figure out how to extend their brand into a member's home. And one of the challenges is content creation. And you see any number of these brands that have been successful, they spend a great deal of money producing content, from a central location or a studio somewhere. And we think the fitness club industry has a great advantage because they have studios, they have really good instructors. It is not easy to produce content, but we think that the fitness clubs that take a hard look at this and really allow their best instructors to rise to this opportunity, we think it's an exciting opportunity for instructors and for these fitness club organizations to reassure their members that they can still have a really great workout with their favorite instructor.
Thank you so much for answering that question, Pat. Definitely liaising with instructors and working together with them is honestly the way to go. Now I'm going to move the limelight to Pat. Pat, what are the technicalities of a hybrid offering, and how can operators now apply data and technology to increase engagement and motivation?
It's really about picking the right platform for people that's going to work. So it depends on what the end goal is, but the end goal should be to look at it for a platform that is open. So it's not product specific. And we keep talking about cycling, but they should also be thinking about all modalities of exercise in class settings. So, for us, Stages Now is our platform, and it works really well because it's not specific to cycling. But for an operator to implement it, it's pretty straightforward. The investment is really done on our side, the heavy lifting in the app and the cloud services. But really, for the operator, it comes down to, as Jim mentioned, supporting the instructors. And what that means is buying some basic fundamental equipment so you can record classes. And then I think the operator has to make a decision going in. Are they going to offer the live and recorded classes? But they also need to think about the integration of the current systems and bookings and that type of stuff. So it's really about finding a partner that has a platform like we do that really plugs in what they do. I think you also mentioned data and how do they use it. I think right now, the one thing that people really expect in a hybrid model is the same experience. So meaning that if you're at home, you don't have the same data or the same style of workout and you're trying to follow along, but it's not possible. I think it needs to be comparable in home and in the club. So when you do that workout at home, if you have example being power, you have that at home. You see it, you're doing the same workout, it's integrated and you're integrated into the class. We all know that the social aspect of it's important, but so is the data portion of it. So it is the experience that they're looking for. So really it's about finding the right system that works and the right platform that works into your clubs. And one thing that we really stress, and this is true for us and what other our competitors are doing, is to really think about it as an open platform. If it's not on a Stages bike, but they're using Stages Now at home, they can still do it. Obviously, we prefer the Stages bikes, but we want to keep it open so the operators and the club members can grow with this and they can experience it both in the clubs and at home.
Thank you so much for answering that, Pat. Definitely finding an open and optimum platform is honestly the forward-looking way to go. So thanks for answering that. Jim, the next question is for you. Let's talk innovation. How do you stay ahead of the pack? Is it a culture of fostering and encouraging innovation throughout the company?
It's a great question, Sarah, and this has been a topic that has been fundamental to us at Stages since we started the company 12 years ago. And what I would tell you is we are unique in the industry in that we only do one thing, and that's cycling. Cycling for the facility, and we create experiences for the facility, and we create products for the experience of cycling outdoors. So cycling is our world, it's our whole life. It's all we think about. And most of our competitors have a full array of products that they are developing and marketing, from treadmills to strength equipment and everything in between. So we compete against much bigger companies, companies that are very well funded typically. So to your question about innovation, if we aren't at the front of the pack, if we aren't looking at the newest innovations and newest technologies, then we run the risk of falling behind. And so I would tell you that our culture has always been about being at the front, not being a follower. And I think we have several very interesting new concepts within both consumer cycling and commercial fitness that will allow us to stay there. But Pat and his team do an incredible job of inventing new ideas, of innovating, of keeping us at the front of the line. And the people we hire, this is something we look for. We look for risk takers and we look for innovative thinking. And it's really, truly part of our culture. And I think part of it is, we're all very worried if somebody else got to the market with a new concept before we did. So we have to stay sharp and we have to stay on our game. And Sarah, I got to say one other thing about the question that Pat just answered, because he said everything very well. But I also have to say that there is a lot of innovation in the world today aimed at the consumer. Everywhere we look and everywhere we turn, the consumer is seeing new sort of innovative ways to work out in their home. I would tell the Fit Summit Association, all of the fitness club operators that are watching this and thinking about their future, to be leery of partnering with brands that care first and only about the consumer, because we believe that their real objective is to take membership dues away from the fitness club. We think the right strategy is opposite of that, but is to work with the fitness club with these innovative ideas, as opposed to going to the consumer first.
The next question is for Pat. What has been the feedback to Stages Studio now, and what lessons have you learned from building out this tech?
Oh, it's been great. The feedback's awesome so far. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I would say that first and foremost, that people really, really like to be part of the same club, part of the same class, and know the people and the instructors. Versus just not being able to, somebody that you've never met, somebody you've never been with, somebody you've never spoken to. So the feedback of being able to do it at the home with the same peer group and same instructors has been really, really good. The other part of it is they really enjoy the engagement with the same metrics, the same visualization of the workout, following along. If it would either be a rhythm class or a power class, they have that same information just like they were sitting in the class, and the instructor gets to see it from their viewpoint too, so they know exactly what's going on in the class. But overall, it's been great. Lessons, probably the biggest lesson is fresh content. People want fresh content. So if you're only doing recorded classes, people certainly want more and more content. They don't want to do the same thing. Obviously, live keeps it really fresh. And then the other portion of the lesson is that not everybody's always going to be able to do live. So having the option of both, being able to take a class live at your local club, at home, and then be able to go ahead and do it with that same instructor if you couldn't do it live that day. But yeah, fresh content is definitely, something that we and all the clubs need to think about. And so much that we're working on Stages Marketplace, where we will be able to offer content from many contributors. So if the club does want to use content as recorded classes, that we will offer that to them as well. So we're working hard to keep that content fresh and coming in fast.
Fresh and new content, constantly evolving content is kind of the common things that you hear, especially what the consumers are expecting. So thanks for sharing that. What are the new innovations, Pat, can we look out for from Stages in the upcoming future?
Well, we're obviously not going to give away all of our secrets. That would be that wouldn't work very well. But realistically, Jim mentioned it. We have some innovations coming in the studio cycling world that we think is going to fundamentally grow and improve the experience. And I think if there was a word of innovation right now or around innovation, it would be experience. We're going to continue to work really hard on the connectivity portion of it and the experience that the cyclist sees at both at home and in the club. But that's not just the product itself, as in the physical bikes, but with Stages Studio and Stages Now, you'll see more features and more stuff coming real quick. But really for us, it's about the experience. And we're working really hard to make the experience the best it can be for the consumer, the club, the operator, both in the facility and the consumer's homes.
I acknowledge that you don't want to give in a little bit more about what's going to happen, but I am very excited about the updates coming up from Stages Cycling. Everyone at Fit Summit are very excited. People watching this are going to be excited. So we are very excited for what's going to happen for Stages Cycling in the upcoming updates. Jim, now back to the spotlight on you. I have to highlight the partnership with Les Mills, from innovation to technology and now community. What made you choose your partnership with Les Mills? And reflecting on this, what are the ingredients to successful partnership, communities, and collaborations?
Great question, Sarah. The Les Mills relationship is a really important strategic relationship for us. And I would say that it truly was a mutual need and a mutual interest that came together, started to come together 2 or 3 years ago, actually probably 4 years ago now. And we do a lot of things that Les Mills doesn't do. Specifically, we make indoor bikes, we make power meters, and we are completely into cycling. Les Mills, we believe, and I think many others would agree, is one of the best in the world at creating content. And they've been good at it for a long time. They've had incredibly deep relationships around the world with fitness facilities. And before creating digital content and delivering digital content became the trend, Les Mills was fantastic at creating content for the fitness facility. So we came together and we saw an opportunity to extend our reach, extend our brand globally, because the Les Mills cycling RPM program has been incredibly successful. They have a program called The Trip, which was a new product of theirs, which is really a dynamic cycling experience. And so we both had an interest in extending and expanding what we were doing. And so what came together really was an opportunity for us to work with Les Mills to create a bike that allowed Les Mills to deliver content to a cycling experience on the floor of the club. And because of Les Mills' success with their RPM and cycling program, it opened up a number of opportunities, a number of new distribution opportunities for us. And that has really worked out very, very well. And I should also mention that, we've always, in the early days of the company, we had a reputation for being almost exclusively focused on power measurement, data measurement, and so forth. And Les Mills takes a little different approach to how they run a cycling class. So we've been able to demonstrate our ability to adjust and position ourselves in a broader market as well. And I would also tell you, Sarah, that one of the reasons I think the partnership has been so successful is our two companies work well together. We collaborate. It's very much a problem-solving relationship. They help us all the time, and I think we've helped them understand how to accomplish their objectives. And I think all of us have probably seen partnerships like this through the year that don't work. And I'm really proud to say that this one has worked extremely well. And we have a number of new initiatives with Les Mills that we're excited about, that we're looking at today. And so we see a really bright future with them. I have to also tell you that it all starts at the top there. Philip Mills has been a tremendous sponsor, tremendous supporter of ours. And, they had the opportunity to put this partnership together with any number of larger companies. But back to one of the questions you asked about innovation, Sarah, I think they picked us because they saw that we had an interest in being innovative and working with them. We often tell our customers in the fitness club industry that we think first about our customer's brand versus our brand, because it's their brand that's coming to life in a fitness facility. And we took that approach with Les Mills. We brand the bike Les Mills. There is some stages branding on the bike, but really what we're trying to do is help Les Mills bring their brand to life and extend their brand into fitness facilities around the world. And I can tell you without a doubt that's working.
There is no question or no doubt why Les Mills actually decided, for this partnership. Both Stages Cycling and Les Mills decided to come together in this partnership. There is no question. We have no question on that. I loved how you answered the question, because it kind of communicates with whatever Pat mentioned before on evolving and new content that Les Mills was able to provide, and you able to help Les Mills in terms of what your bikes are made for. So it was amazing synergy and amazing relationship. Thank you so much, Jim, for answering. Gents, we've come down to the closing question, and the closing question for you both, in one word or in one sentence, what one word or sentence describes the next 12 months for Stages? Maybe Pat, you can go first.
Exciting.
Thank you. Thanks for answering that. How about Jim, yourself?
I don't know, Sarah. I think I would say full of surprises.
Thank you so much, gents, for patiently answering all of my questions. Any final words from each of you? Maybe Jim, you can go first. Any final words for our audience watching this?
Yeah, I would say, Sarah, that as we sit back and observe the global opportunity, not only within the Fit Summit community, but in North America, in Latin America, one of the things that's been very interesting and I think encouraging to me is that we are seeing fitness club members coming back consistently around the world. We've been very interested in trends where clubs have been allowed to open back up, and we aren't seeing any examples anywhere in the world of membership not coming back, trending in the direction of where they were prior to the pandemic. In fact, in some parts of the world, membership numbers are coming back stronger than ever. So one thing I would say is that I think the future is incredibly bright for the industry. And, we've been very concerned about this because we want to see our commercial fitness business come back to the point that it was prior to the pandemic. And I think, we think the leading indicator of that will be membership coming back to fitness clubs. And so we most definitely are seeing that around the world. So one of the things I would say is I think that while 2021, I think everybody is maneuvering through sort of the hangover from the pandemic, we think 2022 looks incredibly bright. And the last thing I'd say is this model, this new hybrid model, appears to be taking shape everywhere in the world. There wasn't a memo that went out, and there wasn't a convention where everybody came together and talked about, let's extend these brands into homes, but it's happening literally everywhere. And it would be hard for one brand to dominate this market because of localization, languages, music, and so forth. So we believe that not only will fitness clubs be back, we think there's an opportunity for them to be stronger than ever. The word of caution I'd give is these organizations should not stand still. They should evolve with the times. They should look to innovate and challenge their model, so that in their regions, they can continue to thrive and grow. And we believe that very much will be the case.
Thank you so much, Jin, for answering the question. We've come down to the end of the interview. Thank you, everybody, for watching this interview. Thank you so much, Jim and Pat. Thank you.
It's uncommon in our businesses for the focus to be as singular as it is at Stages Cycling. In a day when companies have focused on getting broader and bigger and offer more and more types of products to their customer or their consumer, we've chosen to become the experts. We put a great deal of emphasis, time, energy, and discussion around what are we doing to be the best in these categories that we do business. What are we thinking about? What's on the chalkboard that nobody else is thinking about? And is that a business? And if so, how soon can we go to work on it? We create a great deal of positive pressure within the company to be creative and to be innovative because it's understood that we expect to be at the forefront of innovation. And we want to be the company that's doing things nobody else is doing. We typically ask questions like, how is this product going to be different than everybody else's? How is it going to be more innovative than anything that's been seen to date? How are we going to be better? Can this win? There's two ways to grow. You can sell and market more aggressively, or you can do that and you can create innovative new products. And if you do both of those things, you're going to grow and be successful.